Yes. Okay. Shots on goal. Let me spot where that... Okay, I think it'll be straight across there. There's just nothing on there yet. Okay, I will. Is that the shots over on the side? We can't see. You know what? Go see the upper deck, see the signage, then you see the Russian flag. It's right behind that the thing holding up the mesh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the shots are in a bad location for us, but we'll make it work. So what does Terry want? Like a mention during the game or in commercial breaks? Oh, sorry, I'm on a mic. Oh, just on. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Actually, you know what? I've decided I'm going to do the highlights.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Just going to throw them in. I'm just going to produce from here. That's all.
Ooh. That sounds familiar.
Don't go there.
I ain't going there.
There we go.
Sounds familiar. That's all.
Just so you know, if you want to let them know that Rael Kluche is the honorary coach, he's got the franchise record for 216 points. I don't know how much chance you're going to get for that. He will be. He's supposed to be making the ceremonial drop. I'm going to stay right here on the boards.
Well, you're good at that.
Sure.
This is Louis' house. Louis Domingue is the goaltender for the Quebec Remparts. He'll lead Team QMJHL in Game 2 of the Subway Super Series next. In Game 1, Team Russia, 12 shots, 2 goals.
Gasov walks in and scores, goes stick side on Maxime Legacy. Tries to go wide on Gormley. He's bumped by Ellis behind the net. All alone in front is Pasekin, and he makes no mistake. The Russians with a 2-0 lead.
Team QMJHL fired 42 shots at Russian goalie Sergei Kostenko, but not one got by.
Lead pass to Uda. He's in. He's stopped.
A 2-0 shutout win in Victoriaville for Team Russia. Game 2 against the Q is next. Bienvenue à Quebec. Welcome to Quebec City, one of the truly great cities in this world, for Game 2 of the Subway Super Series between Team Russia and Team QMJHL. Hi, everybody. I'm Rob Folds at La Colisée Pepsi as we get ready for Game 2 of this series, one that the Quebec League really wants a victory in. In Game 1, it was Sergei Kostenko, the goaltender for Team Russia. He stood on his head. Team QM and JHL outshot the Russians 40-12 yet lost 2-0. They'll wrap up their tour of the Quebec League tonight. Then they begin in the Ontario League. Ottawa tomorrow, Sault Ste. Marie on Monday, and they will wrap things up in the Western Hockey League with games against Regina and Moose Jaw. Patrick Roy will be the head coach for Team QMJHL tonight, and he said he liked the jump of his squad against the Russians.
To be honest with you, when we look at the morning skate and we look at Yannick Jean look at their practice the day before, we were a little bit nervous, you know. And but I really love the way we jump on the ice. Our forecheck was solid. We were strong on the neutral zone forecheck as well. Offensively, I mean, we had a lot of chances. We just didn't get that bounce that could get one by and took the lead. And we're gonna have to be smart about Kucherov. Kucherov loved to sneak behind. He had, 4 breakaways. I mean, they're gambling a lot, and we're going to have to pay attention to that.
Joining me now are the two men who will call the action, RJ Broadhead and Sam Cosentino. And gentlemen, this is a very Rempart-friendly game.
No question, they love their hockey here in Quebec City, and they love their Remparts, and fortunately they'll get to see a lot of them. And one guy who has to be big for Team QMJHL, Sam, is Louis Domingue in goal against these Russians.
Yeah, RJ, this is his 3rd kick at the can here at the Subway Super Series. A Phoenix prospect, his numbers are fantastic, as they've been really throughout his career. That .931 save percentage, tops in the league right now. But for Domingue, this game is going to go a long way, proving whether or not he's worthy of representing Canada at the World Junior Championships. And for him, it all starts tonight. He was a participant at the summer development camp and expected to be invited to the selection camp in December. Now he needs to try and make that next step.
You heard Patrick Roy talk about Kucherov. Maybe number 9's been dancing in Domingue's head, but number 40 for QMJHL, Martin Lefebvre, is a defenseman that moved up the depth chart after Game 1.
No question. He was arguably the best defenseman for Team QMJHL in Game number 1. This guy is a model of consistency. You look at the points per game over the last couple of seasons, right where they need to be. For Lefebvre, also plays well defensively, and I think when you talk about this guy, he sneaks under the radar. I think definitely he will be invited to the December selection camp, and he will make some noise there.
While in Game 1, 16-year-old Nathan McKinnon made a good impression, but he won't be the only 16-year-old in the Q's lineup.
Wow, isn't this cool? Anthony Duclair here getting a chance to play in front of the home crowd, just 16 years old. Selected in the 3rd round. He's got 14 points this year. This guy participated in 2 big events last year, the Canada Winter Games for under-16 players, and also represented Team Quebec at the under-17s. Both of those were very successful events. Now he gets a chance to prove it on the big stage with a guy that he's been rivals with here over the last couple of years, Nathan McKinnon, the 2 16-year-olds on the wings tonight.
Well, those 3 will play on Team QMJHL. The Russians aren't without a Rampart either, and Mikhail Grigorenko's a pretty good one.
And talk about making noise for the 2012 National Hockey League Draft. This guy's ranks in terms of rookie scoring right near the top in all of the categories. But not to mention, he had 18 points at the Under-18 World Championships, playing on a line with a guy that he'll play on a line with tonight, Nikita Kucherov. It'll be interesting to see if that chemistry carries over here tonight.
Louis Domingue will be the man they'll look to keep Team QMJHL on the good side. Game 2 of the Subway Super Series is next on Sportsnet.
And there's MasterCard by Old Dutch, the official chip of the sea. Canadian Hockey League on Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. For everything you need to compete this season, there's MasterCard. By Old Dutch, the official chip of the CHL. With Old Dutch, quality lives here. And by Cal Tire. Brands you can't find anywhere else. Cal Tire, true service.
Mesdames et messieurs, au centre de la patinoire, veuillez souhaiter la bienvenue aux dignitaires pour le match de ce soir. D'abord, le président des Remparts de Québec, M. Claude Rousseau. Pour représenter Subway, notre partenaire en titre de la Super Série Subway 2011, Pierre Grondin. Notre capitaine honoraire qui, en 1973-74 avec les Remparts de Québec, a joué 69 matchs, a marqué 93 buts, obtenu 123 passes pour un total de 216 points. Réal Bodin-Cloutier. J'inviterai maintenant les deux capitaines pour la mise au jeu officielle. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez s'il vous plaît maintenant vous lever pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux russes et canadiens.
Terre de nos aïeux, ton front est ceint de fleurs en glorieux, car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix, ton histoire épopées, des plus brillants exploits et ta valeur deux fois trempée protégera nos foyers et nos droits, protégera nos foyers et nos droits.
Getting set for Game 2 of the Subway Super Series. Russians won Game 1 2-0. Keys to the game brought to you by Irwin Tools. Win a VIP hockey weekend with Wendell Clark and Kirk Muller. Enter at irwin.com/hockey.
Well, a couple of changes in the lineup tonight, but we'll look at Team QMJHL really pressuring in the morning skate and in practice yesterday and trying to take away that D-to-D pass not only in the defensive zone but in the neutral zone as well. The speed line for Team QMJHL with Dano and the two speedy 16-year-old wingers, McKinnon and Duclair. That line's going to be key here to creating some offense. And for Team Russia, the fast break, it worked well in Game 1. We'll see if they try and stretch the ice here in Game number 2. And the new keeper, Pavel Suchkov, how will he respond in this game?
Well, the QMJHL listed as visitors for this one. Louis Domingue will get the start. The Quebec Ramparts goaltender, a Phoenix Coyote draft pick. He has good numbers so far in the QMJHL, ranking near the top. Sergei Kostenko was fantastic. 42 saves for the shutout. What does he get for Game 2? A rest. Pavel Suchkov will get the start, and we'll see what Suchkov can do to follow in the footsteps of Sergei Kostenko. The officials for tonight's game, Dominic Bedard and Francois Fortin, and the linesmen Serge Carpentier and Olivier Simon. QMJHL spent a lot of time working on their power play. They've juggled the lines up. Sam talked about this new line with Dano, McKinnon, and then the new 16-year-old just added, Anthony Duclair, and that long pass initially doesn't click as the QMJHL a little trouble connecting early on.
A good look at the home product. Anthony Duclair, selected 41st overall in the QMJHL draft, and there were some concerns about whether or not he wanted to take the NCAA route. He decided that once he stepped foot in this building and saw the facilities, that he would report here to Quebec, and the Ramparts are happy he did so.
A big face-off win by Dano. Jerome Gauthier-Leduc, the Rimouski defenseman, loses it. The captain of Polkov, a backhand up high on Domingue, and he makes his first save of the game. Puck rolled behind the net. Lefebvre be the first man to it. Tried to stick handle out, and a Polkov intercepts that too. Now Philip Dano, so responsible defensively. Leaves it for his defenseman, Martin Lefebvre. Lefebvre picks up some speed. Gets to his own line, over center. Lefebvre doing it all. He's into the Russian end. QMJHL on a change, a wholesale line change. And Tiepin has a little space. His pass behind Gusev. And this is a line we will be keeping an eye on.
Well, there's Lefebvre now, another one of the home products we talked about in the opening, playing here for the Quebec Ramparts. Really jumped onto the scene last year as a good point producer on a very offensive back end. That Patrick Waugh had 3 of the top 10 scores in defenseman scoring last year. Now, technically, Patrick Waugh is to be the head coach in this game.
Kucherov in alone, he scores! Nikita Kucherov, we saw it a lot in Game 1. They're sending him breaking, and this time they connect. He goes in alone, and an early 1-0 lead for the Russians.
Well, how about that? We talked about the speed line for Team QMJHL, but a very quick up to Kucherov, and there he is. That's how we saw him play at the Under-18 World Championships. Goes upstairs on Louis Domingue, and just like that, the guy who had basically 3.5 breakaways in game number 1 makes good on what would be his 4th or 5th breakaway, if you will, scoring 56 seconds in.
Now there's an amazing chemistry between Nikita Gusev and Nikita Kucherov. QMJHL, they wanted to get off to a good start. It's the Russians that do, though. Emil Galimov, pass up high for Kulikov. He knocks it down. Shalhoun off the Hawks draft pick. A low shot through traffic. Domingue had some trouble with it, but it was under his pad.
Well, another good line that can be thrown out by Valerie Bragan, and we'll get another look at the goal here as Kucherov opens the scoring. And it's quick off the draw, but who gets him the puck? Gusev. I mean, it's unbelievable the chemistry that these two have. Grigorenko and Kucherov played together at the under-18s, but Gusev and Kucherov also with a lot of chemistry, as we saw in game number 1.
Filipoli over center, the Victoriaville Tigre. There's one of his teammates with Victoriaville, Yannick Dubé. He's knocked down. Jean-Gabriel Pajot of Gatineau, their centerman. He's bumped off the puck. Shavalayev, the lead pass over to Karavayev. He can't spot Knizev, who's back into the lineup. Razkazov's out. He was one of the goal scorers in game 1.
And RJ, I think you made a good point. I think Valery Bragin knows exactly what he has in Razkazov, so he sits him out and gives Grigorenko a look.
Knizev into his own zone, leaves it for Karavayev. He has some time. To his defense partner, Naum Koff. A great bounce pass to Apolkov. Nice move at center. Apolkov's over the line. Putsakin, a hard shot blocker to side by Domingue. Comes back out into the neutral zone. Luka Vishnikov to Antipin. Quickly ahead to Putsakin. He can't do much with it. Udon, he can't come up with it. And Apolkov safely back into his own zone. Luka Vishnikov. A nice deke there. Putsakin. His progress cut off by Pierre Durapo, the St. John Sea Dogs defenseman, but Putsakin comes out of the corner with it. He has space. Antipin at the line. Right back behind the net. Apolkov. He's bumping back there with Zelina. Apolkov, he's shifty. He's tough to contain. Look at him come right out of that corner. Putsakin, a shot that's off a skate. And Charles Hudon the other way. Makes a move. Stops at the top of the circle. Back to the line. Gauthier Leduc, a hard shot. That's blocked by Putsakin. Goes into the corner. Gauthier Leduc pinches in. Gets to it before Putsakin can. Gauthier Leduc. Back to Hudon. Cross-ice pass. Tipped out to center. That forces Lefebvre back to his own line. Jerome Gauthier Leduc. Lefebvre holds on to it. Thought he could get it to Phillips, and that was read by the Russians as well. Here's the line of Kucherov, Grigorenko, and Gusev out there. It's Gusev in front of the net. A redirect by Grigorenko, and Domingue had to be careful. Kucherov in front of the net. Oh, big save, Domingue. Gusev was wide open and one-timed it. A great play, but a better save by Louis Domingue.
You know, RJ, when we watch the Russians here in the pregame skate, they look sloppy, they look uninterested, but coming out with a lot of juice in this game, especially with this line. Grigorenko thrown in the middle of Kucherov and Gusev, and the line has fantastic chemistry. Cross-ice pass, Louis Domingue slides over, catches it with that left pad at the last second.
Philip Danault with some speed. Coming over the Russian line, drops it off for Duclair, right back to Danault. Danault to Duclair, had to pick it up on his backhand, and he was checked immediately. Gusev, his backhand pass. Kucherov can't find it. Low shot. Kucherov almost got to that rebound. Grigorenko, sharp angle, had Gusev backdoor, and he couldn't come up with it. That shot's off a leg. Grigorenko has his stick lifted. Kucherov, the Tampa Bay draft pick, leaving it for Grigorenko. He's draft eligible this year. Kucherov back to Grigorenko, and it went under his stick. This line is dangerous.
What a show they're putting on here in the early going of this game.
Gherkin, some trouble with it in his own zone. Being watched by Duclair, just sends it across to his defense partner, Isingulov. And Beaulieu. A Montreal first-rounder. Threw it to O'Brien. He just deflected it out to center. Bissonnette, number 3 in Q scoring. O'Brien, he's number 2 in the Q scoring. They're teammates with Ekity Bathurst. Maybe they'll have some chemistry. A chance for O'Brien. He got the feed from Bissonnette. Brouillard gets checked along the boards, but gets the puck right back, and then it's taken away by Shalunov. Cleared out to center.
Good effort by Brouillard there on the back pressure, and then it was turned back over again. He did not stop. He went back over across his own blue line, and then got a turnover once again.
Well, a new goaltender in for Russia, but QMJHL yet to test him. The shot's 7-0 for the Russians so far.
Well, Patrick Waugh was supposed to be the head coach here in this game, but it looks like he's shifted to the defensive end of the bench, and he shows so much respect for Yannick Jean, the head coach of the Victoriaville Tigre, who was the head coach in game number 1, and feels like giving him this opportunity should help him internationally with some coaching that he may want to do in the future.
Zelina in the corner with Zach Phillips. Phillips leaves it for Zelina. Circles away. One-time shot, Udon. That's stopped by Suchkov. That's his biggest test so far, and he looked good on it. To the line, Morgan Ellis. He keeps it in. Udon goes deep. Jelena checked. Neumankov takes a big bump, moved it over to the open side. Pinching in is Durapo, does a good job to keep it in. Phillips with a shot, and that's stopped by Suchkov. He makes another save. Is finally the QMJHL getting some shots on him.
And you know what, RJ, they really want to go with a high-pressure game, and they want their defensemen to get involved. And here, Pierre Durapo recognizes on the hard ring. Durapo, 23 steps down. He's able to maintain possession of the puck, gives it to Zach Phillips for a good shot on goal here. Suchkov covers it up, but I like the aggressiveness of the QD.
Putsakin tips it to the line. Gauthier Leduc with that big shot. Put it on goal, but a clear lane for Suchkov to make the save.
Well, Pavel Suchkov does have some international experience. He played at the 09 under-17s. He only played in a couple of games there and wasn't particularly good, but at the Ivan Holinka in 2009, helped Team Russia win a silver there. So he, too, does have some international experience.
Gauthier Leduc, he had to be alert as Putsakin was buzzing around. Lefebvre, his defense partner, Gauthier Leduc. Dubé doesn't come up with it. It worked, though. Pajot comes over the Russian line. Pajot stops. Leaves it for Gauthier Leduc. He leads all defensemen in scoring and leads his team Rimouski in scoring. Lefebvre, low shot deflected to the corner. Comes to the line. Pajot can't stop it, and Gauthier Leduc will chase it down.
Another good example of how Leduc gets involved. The QD asked to help out here in this game.
Well, Kucherov, the QMJHL, knew he'd be dangerous, and he is the lone goal so far.
Just on my way.
Yeah.
Is it low cam? Okay. Yes, sir.
Again, face off at center.
What have we got? About a minute?
How did he even see him, though? It was unbelievable. He turned like backwards.
Had to be a set play.
I have to look at that again at the intermission. That was unbelievable.
I can almost guarantee it was a set play.
He went straight back off the draw, and then he turned it through it right up the middle.
But Gusev, if you look, was almost at the C of the Colisée on the face-off. So that was, and then he circles, throws it up the middle.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Take another look at it, but
I bet you what, that Kucherov ain't fooling.
There we go. Behind the Team QMJHL bench with Patrick Roy. Patrick, this morning you said you want to get the defense a little more active. Are you seeing that tonight?
Well, you know, we're starting to see that. I mean, we had a slow start, let's be honest. But, I mean, now we're start skating more, or D-jumping more. I mean, skating more with the puck. You want to, if RD could skate with that puck, put the puck in deep, or just create plays, I think we're attacking with 3 forwards. I think it's going to help ourselves. We just made a big save for us, and hopefully it's going to keep us in the game.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Medvedev over the line. Makes a little move. Gormley stayed right with him. You might have noticed Patrick Roy's voice a little hoarse. That's from all the yelling he's been doing at practice. He's intense.
He's been really active.
Gormley trying to do it all himself, but he's played well by Jeldikov. Duclair reads it, throws it in front into the skates of McKinnon. And here comes Russia the other way. Quick move by Gusev over to Medvedev, and that's off a stick and over the glass.
Well, pretty good start here for Gusev, and he has looked really impressive in the last couple of games here. Again, playing on that line with Kucherov, and now Grigorenko in the middle of that line. And for Gusev, he too has had some success playing in the 09 World Junior A Challenge. Russia won a bronze there, and he did have 2 points in those games.
It's fun to watch Gusev, Grigorenko, and Kucherov in practice. They're always hanging around each other. They're out there late on the ice, and you can see the chemistry so far in this game.
Yeah, very, very clearly evident, and the most dangerous line that we've seen here in one full game, and now almost halfway through period number 1 of game number 2.
Grigorenko, another face-off win. Gusev gives it away this time. We haven't seen much of that from him. He gets it. Gusev, lead pass to Kucherov. Quickly over to Grigorenko. Too far for him. Carrier just gets it out of the zone. Shot right on goal. Domingue, good control, puts it into the corner. Xavier Ouellet, lead pass right on the tape of Charles Hudon of Chicoutimi. Hudon in his draft year. To the line, Carrier keeps it in. He knew there were a couple of Russians behind him, and he hightailed it back to his own line. Grigorenko throws it in front of the net. Ouellet had it for a second, and it went to Kucherov, and Domingue made the save.
Off the glass.
Ouellet, safe play, lifting it into the Russian end. Karavayev takes a bump along the boards. Comes out to Ellis. Approaching the midway point of the first period, Russia with a 1-0 lead. Nikita Kucherov on a breakaway. That pass went off the back of the net. Shalunov fell, or rather Galimov fell, got up and now has it coming in over the Q line. A high shot on Domingue, and he'll hold on.
Well, RJ, here's what happens when you get the defenseman actively involved, but you also have to be aware, especially when Kucherov is out there. Watch 55 Carrier. He pinches right there. He chips it back in and he says, oh, wait a sec. This is that Kucherov line. I better get back defensively. You can see 2 Russian forwards at the blue line. Good defensive awareness there by Samuel Carrier. Quick pinch and a quick retreat.
Brouillard, lots of room to get out of his own zone. Over center. Has O'Brien streaking toward the net. It wasn't deflected, and Suchkov again makes a save.
Yeah, and the one thing that we've noticed about the Russian goalies here over the course of the first 2 games is that they've been pretty good with their rebound control. And here's a simple shot, not a lot of traffic in front of the net. Brouillard sends it in front, good glove save by Suchkov, and really no net presence thereafter, so he's very easily able to cover it up. That's something that they were very intent on here over the last couple of days, is getting some traffic in front of the goal.
Gauthier Leduc, a hard shot, but it's blocked by Knizev. Knizev with Shavalayev. Shavalayev back in front to Knizev. He has it now, throws it in front. Shavalayev spins, fires, and saved Domingue. He's been sharp. Puck comes to center. Dubé has it bounce over his stick. Good stick work by Knizev there, but wound up putting himself offside.
Speaking of Knizev, a couple of years ago played 10 games for Stan Butler's Brampton Battalion. And he said that when he came over to play here, he just wasn't mature. He wasn't ready for all the Canadian Hockey League had to offer him. He was actually born and raised in the Czech Republic, but pledges his allegiance to the Russian flag and very thankful for the opportunity to get a chance to represent his country at the World Junior Championships.
When we spoke to him, he said one big difference between playing in the OHL and playing in Europe is the amount of shots. They don't shoot as much, and game 1 would be an indication, being outshot 42-12, but they made those shots count. Here they come over the line. Petsakin whistles one up high. Domingue was out of position, didn't know where it was. Palkov circles away. Danault right back there. Make sure there was no odd man advantage for Russia. His pass off the stick of Beaulieu. And right back into the Q zone.
That first pass so important. We've seen it miss just by a little bit here from the Team QMJHL defensemen. Once they're able to either A, carry the puck or make a good solid first pass, you'll start to see some offense created.
Gusev, quick pass back to Grigorenko. Right back to Gusev. Beaulieu had to be careful. That one went right through the crease. Kucherov, he didn't play it. Knew his defenseman was back there. Jeldikov, Hudon's past him, but Jeldikov gets back. The 1-on-2 didn't work out for Charles Hudon.
Good recovery there by the Russian defenseman.
Brendan Gormley had it up in his equipment. Louis Domingue, he's not afraid to come out of his net and play it once in a while. Lead pass for Charles Hudon. He can't get past Jeldikov. Another recovery by Jeldikov, and there's Nikita Nesterov, Tampa Bay draft pick, moving it out of the zone. Gusev over the line, waits, looks for Kucherov. His shot stopped by Domingue. Xavier Ouellet there with the rebound. Hudon again, late in the shift. Dumps it in, heads to the bench.
Nice decision there by Hudon. He was tired after 2 breaks, but you could see Team QMJHL now trying to stretch the ice a little bit. We thought we'd see more of that, especially from Nathan McKinnon and Anthony Duclair.
Oh, here they are again trying that long pass. Russia had 12 shots in game 1. They've already got 12 shots here in game 2. And it will be a Quebec Major Junior Hockey League power play when we come back. Russia leading it 1-0.
Got a little juice tonight, the boys.
Yeah.
They have some jump, these peckerheads, eh?
Yeah.
Holy jeez. I tell you. Right there, yeah, okay. Team QMJHL will get a chance to work on the power play. You'll see the puck go up to the top left part of your screen and a little interference run by Ildar Izangulov. The Team QMJHL 0 for 4 with just 7 shots in game number 1, and that's something that they really worked hard on, RJ, between the morning skate this morning and practice yesterday.
Well, they weren't even going to go on the ice yesterday for a practice. They were going to do some stretching, but just to work on the power play, decided, let's go on the ice. Let's make sure we all understand what's happening here and maybe get a little something going. Raskazava was a terrific penalty killer for Russia in Game 1, is not in the lineup tonight. Quebec Major Junior Hockey League moving it around. Low pass, Suchkov blocked it in front. Newman-Kopp put it back behind the net. Phillips in there, kicking at it. O'Brien back to Gormley at the point. Gormley back to O'Brien. Phillips, sharp angle, stopped by Suchkov.
You know, one thing they worked on throughout the course of practice was that weak side defenseman sneaking down. Nathan Beaulieu is the weak side defenseman here, and he's already pinched in twice. You'll see right side of your screen, watch that helmet appear. He'll go down, 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 and there's Nathan Beaulieu, jumps into your screen on the lower right side looking for that pass. Now there's 2 options for Phillips. Take it to the net or go cross crease and look for the easy goal and tap in for Beaulieu.
Apolkov on the face-off, checked by Phillips. Apolkov stays with it. It's going to be a one-on-one with Phillips, and instead Apolkov just dumps it into the QMJHL zone. Zach Phillips, first-round pick of the Minnesota Wild. Skates over center. Moves it to O'Brien, and that pass was in the air, and he couldn't knock it down. Suchkov gobbles it up.
Big rush there by Zach Phillips, who we saw win the MasterCard Memorial Cup last year. And the one knock against his game and why he went so late in the first round was his skating. But that's something he worked on all summer long. He went to Minnesota, spent his summer there working out with the team that drafted him. And although it is better, probably still a little room to grow in that area, but there is a marked difference.
Gauthier Leduc pinching in, and Kucherov. We see his prowess at sprinting out of his own zone to get those lead passes, but he's out there killing penalties as well. So he knows there's a defensive part to his game. Trying to pick the pocket of Gauthier Leduc. QMJHL over the line. Udon finds Pajot. Nathan McKinnon, the 16-year-old from the Halifax Mooseheads. He's out there as well. Lefebvre. His pass picked off by Kucherov, and he just moves it to the neutral zone. 40 seconds to go in the QMJHL power play. Martin Lefebvre. Pajot dumps it in, saw McKinnon had some speed. Nesterov rolls it along the boards, comes back to the point to Lefebvre. Lefebvre heads to the middle. Pajot. Lefebvre doesn't shoot. Pajot, he lets it fly. There's a escape save. The puck set right there. Right back to Pajot. Goes now to the point. Lefebvre, and it's picked off by Grigorenko. Not out yet. Grigorenko battling for it. Gauthier Leduc wins that battle. Udon. 8 seconds to go in the power play. There's Kucherov. Look at those moves. Almost went around the fave, and Domingue left it right there, and Kucherov got another chance at it. A little nonchalant, and Domingue had to be alert to make that second save.
A little more juice, a little more jump in the step of Kucherov, but this power play now expired here, and now 0 for 1 in this game. And you look at some of the firepower with O'Brien, Gormley, Dubé, and Ellis have all had a lot of success in the power play. Those are your goal scorers with the extra man, but seemingly just can't find it here in the first 5 power plays in game number 1, and here now in game number 2.
Well, you know the frustration's going to mount for QMJHL. They spent so much time in this power play, and as you mentioned, 0 for 5 in the 2 games so far. Yannick Dubé. Lead pass to Dano, so now Patrick Waugh and Yannick John have decided to put these 3 Victoriaville players back together. Dano, Hawley, side of the net, and Dubé out there. Dano can't get it. Galamov can. Galamov smoothly over the line. Looked like he might shoot. Didn't, and he was checked by Xavier Ouellette. Ouellette's pass almost picked off. Dubé throws it in. Philippe Hawley goes after it. Zingulov able to move it ahead. Kulikov to Galamov. Russians keeping possession. Durkin spots Kulikov. One-touch pass into the QMJHL end. Kulikov keeping it in. Galamov walking to the net. Long shot, that's well wide. Karavayev throws it deep. Galamov again using that big frame to shield the puck on Xavier Ouellette. Some good work down low by Emil Galamov.
I love the battles.
Shaludov back to Karavayev, blocked. And Udon will try to poke that past Naumenkov. Can't get far with it. Karavayev back behind his own net. 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. Still 1-0 for Russia on the Kucherov goal. Pass for Knizev, that was behind him and goes all the way down for icing. Well, another power play failed for the Q, and it's still 1-0 Russia.
We're not kidding around. Game 3 of the Subway Super Series goes tomorrow, and this time it's the Ontario Hockey League's turn to challenge Team Russia. It goes at the J. Benson Cartage Civic Center. We'll have it for you on Sportsnet 1 at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Tyler Toffoli of the 67s has been named Team OHL captain for Game 3 of the series.
Yeah, why not? He's off to a great start again this year. Led the O in goals and points last year.
16 already for Chris Burns, Ottawa 67.
Knizev leading the way for Russia. His shot, that's off the skate of Morgan Ellis. Shabalayev trying to move it back deep to Knizev. Charles Hudon. Ahead to Pierre Durapeau, the St. John defenseman. Snaps one at Suchkov, and again he catches that.
And again, the defenseman getting involved. The Team Russia has had some dominance here now over the last 3 games, outscoring the Q 12-7, winning both affairs last year, winning game number 1 here in 2011. by a score of 2-0 in that 12-7 count up to the second, including tonight's opening goal.
Almost a chance for Brouillard off the faceoff. Flipped into the Q zone. Gormley knocks that down with a high stick. He wasn't going to let Polkov come up with that puck.
Brandon Gormley, another Phoenix prospect, along with Louis Domingue. The two were once teammates in Moncton before Domingue was traded over to the Quebec Rempart. And interesting in that Gormley was hurt just before the World Junior Selection Camp last year. Didn't have the opportunity to go when many felt he would be a mainstay on the back end. He'll get his turn this time around.
Medvedev stick checked by Gormley. Gormley stays with him well. Beaulieu behind the net against Putsakin. We've seen Putsakin create a few things over these two games. Dubé,
fun guy,
throwing it in front to Hawley, and it was in his skates. And Rukavishnikov calmly moved it over to Antipin. Dubé gets there first. Dano, a little bit of time behind the net. That evaporated quickly. Pinching in was Gormley, and it squeezed past him. Dubé gets to it, covering up wisely. And the QMJHL keep possession. Hawley, he tried the lead pass. Antipin stayed right with him. McKinnon spun, fired, didn't get it out in front of the net. Lead pass to Kucherov. So calm with the puck. Grigorenko with speed over the line. That big body of Grigorenko throws it in front. Gusev had the chance. Gusev to Kucherov. Comes out of the corner, right on the tape of Grigorenko. To Zeldikov. His shot gloved by Louis Domingue.
You know, RJ, it's so important to support the puck with speed from behind. And Kucherov will take this pass at center ice. He'll simply wait and look behind. Here comes Grigorenko with speed through the neutral zone. He catches a couple of defensemen flat-footed, backs him right down onto Domingue, and then it goes back out in front for another good opportunity for Team Russia.
Gusev off the face-off. Throws it in front. It doesn't get to Kucherov. And Duclair, the 16-year-old, able to move it ahead. Nathan McKinnon drops it off for Duclair. Cross-ice pass. Pajot, it was well behind him, and Kucherov back defensively. Rolled around the boards. Grigorenko has some time. It went under his stick. Gauthier Leduc fanned on his attempt to dump it in. Grigorenko almost got to that. Nathan McKinnon. Oh, he eludes a big check. Walks over the line. Gave it away. Gauthier Leduc. He's not going to pinch in this time. Kucherev's out there, and he's checked by Lafay. Pajot skates after it. Had Kulikov on his back. Duclair circling the net. The Quebec Rempart just put on this team after Jonathan Huberdeau injured his foot trying to make his mark. Young man not even eligible until the 2013 draft.
Nice crop of rookies, Grigorenko and Duclair. Not too bad at all for Patrick Roy's Rempart.
Lead pass. Shalunov. He doesn't get to it before Domingue does.
Well, speaking of two 16-year-old rookies, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League blessed with both Anthony Duclair and Nathan McKinnon sitting side by each on the bench. They claim that they're friends off the ice, and they competed on a couple of occasions against one another last year at the Canada Winter Games and at the Under-17.
Charles Hudar goes back to Xavier Ouellette. Ahead to Jelena. Bounce pass. Durkin was there. Didn't get much on his attempt to clear it, and QMJHL keep it in. Zach Phillips on the forecheck. Shalunov spins away from trouble. Got it to Kulikov. Kulikov. Galamov. Back to Kulikov. Rolls it around to Shalunov. Udon. Safe play off the glass. Got it to center. Galamov, that pass almost connected with Kulikov, and he was in full flight. Udon can't find Phillips. Now he does, and it went under Phillips' stick. Isengulov has it in his skates, spinning around trying to find it. His defense partner Naumenkov comes in to help out. And Shalunov, the Blackhawks draft pick, making all kinds of moves. Almost got past Morgan Ellis. Udon dumps it in. Heads to the bench for a change. That will give Naumenkov a little bit of time. Moves it to Karavayev. Now Karatayev. He hasn't seen much ice early on in this first period. He was playing with Gusev and Kucherov in game one.
Yeah, on the top line, but has since been demoted.
And it'll be another penalty coming up to the Russian team.
Well, Team Russia, a couple of times now in this game showing some lack of discipline. And in this occasion, it'll be Niazev who goes off, a former Brampton Battalion player. And another good opportunity for Team QMJHL to execute on some of the things they worked on in practice. Valerie Bragan looks on.
Beaulieu, a face-off win for QMJHL to Gormley. Thought he might have Jelena there. Jelena was tied up. Carl Jelena. Gormley. Zach Phillips. O'Brien tried to stick handle and the Russians get it out. Good penalty killing again. 40 seconds to go in this first period.
Pretty good example there of winning the one-on-one battle. Vizhnikov able to win that battle and get it down the ice.
Grigorenko, a good job on the penalty kill to intercept that pass. Now he's got some time. Takes all he can. Down to 25 seconds to go in the first period. Beaulieu starts things away for QMJHL. Tried to get it to his teammate with St. John Phillips, and it didn't work. Kucherov has a breakaway shorthanded. Nikita Kucherov stopped by Louis Domingue. Big glove save by Domingue to keep it 1-0 Russia.
This guy's probably starting to feel lonely. He's had so many breakaways. And here Nathan Beaulieu gets it over the line. It's broken up and quickly banked off the boards and right onto the tape of Kucherov. I mean, this guy either has some sort of sixth sense of knowing when his team's going to get the puck, or he's cheating a little bit, and maybe it's a combination of both.
He's out there killing penalties, getting breakaways. He's a talented guy when it comes to those offensive instincts.
You can see why he set the under-18 World Championship record with 21 points.
Lead pass for Hudon. One hand swings at it, and that was chipped up over the net, and that will be it for the first period. Wow. Russia outshoots QMJHL 14-8 in that first period, so they're getting more shots on goal. The play of the period is brought to you by OK Tire, honestly driven.
Well, we just saw a breakaway from him, and we saw one right off the face-off. A quickly drawn-up play, and very well may have been a play by design. Gusev sneaks back. Kucherov able to go in alone and bury it in the first minute of play to give Team Russia a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes.
He just stays high. Just high enough that he can just...
Weird. I've never seen someone cheat like that.
Does cheat, it doesn't. Just floats just high enough and then...
But it's not far enough he's out of the play either.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. You're killing me. They're concentrating on your mustache, not mine. I don't know why that is. Oh, good lid now. Look at that.
Yeah, there we go.
I think you cheated. You didn't start when you were supposed
It's
to
been going
start.
for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go, Zach. Zach Phillips of the St. John Sea Dogs looking good with his mustache. It is CHL Movember, the network. There are 439 CHL members raising money to help support men's diseases, especially prostate cancer. They've raised almost $29,000. Leading player right now is Chris Cherney of the London Knights, who's raised $720. If you'd like to donate, go to the CHL.ca. I'm a little upset because they decided to show Phillips' mustache and not mine. And with the emails I've been receiving, I thought people were captivated by whatever is growing on my top lip. Well done in yours, by the way, Zach. Let's talk about this Russian team. Again, they like to keep Kucherov floating high, and he burns you again.
Yeah, it's a little weird. You know, that's something that we definitely don't see over here a lot in North America. So it's something that we're going to have to adjust to. I think he's got 5 or 6 breakaways in 2 games, so it's definitely a little weird for us to deal with. But we're going to make some adjustments in between periods here, and hopefully we can stop it.
Tell me about the change you've seen in this Russian team from game 1 to game 2.
They feel a little more comfortable, I think. They're moving the puck a lot better. They're adjusting to I guess, our rinks and our fans. So they're playing a lot better, but hopefully we can start playing better too and keep up.
They only got 12 shots in that first game. They've got 14 in this first period. Are you just allowing them more shots from the outside, do you think?
Yeah, you know, besides those couple breakaways, there hasn't been a whole lot of real good chances. A lot of shots from the outside, and they're shooting a lot more from the point. So they are getting more shots. I don't know about scoring opportunities, but they're getting a lot more shots, yeah.
Team QMJHL worked on the power play the other day. What was it you were trying to establish?
Just more net presence and more shots from the point. Felt on our power play we were playing a little bit too much to the outside, so we're definitely going to try to get more shots through and more guys there and banging some rebounds.
All right, it's 1-0 right now for Team Russia. What do you think? Both of us look pretty darn good with the mustaches, but right now it's Russia who looks good on the scoreboard with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes in Quebec City.